idea what's happening right now on the Facebook page, which should be my timeline. So I'm going to go look. Go look and see what's happening. Yes, I am broadcasting, and then there was this other thing. And I'm playing now with the iPhone broadcast system. No, but the DJ console. And I'm playing with some of the music that they've got in here, which then I can just fade out and say, hey, welcome to this show. Actually, I'm just another test because I'm a test geek with this technology, but you're listening to the Bob Doyle Timeline Show. That's right, the Bob Doyle Timeline Show. And I'm looking over here in the corner, and there looks to be a chat window. And so I'm going to say hi on the chat window. And if you make your way to the Spreaker page, I think there is some sort of way, it looks like a little speech balloon, to type in and open up a chat window. So again, since I'm in test mode, I'm going to click over to, let's see, sound effects. Again, I'm using a different, I'm using the heck am I using? The web page console, DJ console, as opposed to the iPhone app. And it's supposed to be playing I think it's supposed to be playing a sound effect, but I can't hear it. So how would I know? Or maybe it's not. Maybe I have to, add it, and then what do I do? Click play. Oh, okay, well that is just uncalled for. So we lower the sound effect thing. Now, why would anyone need this sound, the following sound, as soon as it's loaded? And it has a play error. So that's smooth too. I love it when things like that happen. Going to page 4 of the sound effects now. And the old clock wind up. Because again, in everyday conversation or on radio broadcasts of any kind, you're going to want to have that sound effect, which again seems really loud. Okay, really 30 seconds of that? I think that's a little, yeah. So close this, go back to the playlist and add. They have I don't even know where all this music's coming from. They have something called jingles, but does that mean that they have a selection of jingles for me to choose from? Oh, I'm not finding anything. It just says explore, something called the ant dance. So I'm just going to add the, Cody, that was rude. I'm on the air here. I have no idea how many countless listeners, and this is what you pull. You are not scheduled for this segment until later. Now, if I'm going to put the other ant dance into deck 2 and hit play and see what happens. Unable to play media. All right, awesome. So that is another stellar example. So look, the real reason I actually turned this on was to talk about the Fun with Bob and Lynn show, which we are starting to broadcast weekly at 7 o'clock live. But here's my dilemma. My dilemma is this, the dilemma I'm about to describe. So I've got these three different technologies for broadcasting the Fun with Bob and Lynn show. We have Ustream Video, which we can do live. We've got Blog Talk Radio, of course, and then now Spreaker, which Spreaker is my favorite, although Ustream Video, it's a kind of a different animal. That's apples and oranges. But in terms of broadcasting the audio, the quality of the Spreaker broadcast is way better than Blog Talk Radio. Excuse me, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Hey there. I'm fine. I'm actually broadcasting live on my timeline, testing the DJ console. No, they're just hearing this side of the conversation because, yeah. Riveting radio too. I was just about to talk about the show and the dilemma of the technological dilemma of choosing my broadcast style, the technology. And I was going to ask for feedback, but then you called, and now it's just this awkward one-way conversation that no one cares about. What do you think? Well, okay. Was there a specific reason you called that isn't suitable for broadcast for whatever reason, because it would be boring or irrelevant for people? That's a terrible thing to say about yourself, and I'm glad no one heard it. Okay, well, I'm just going to do a couple of minutes, and I'll call you right back. Well, okay, I'm just going to put the phone down then, okay? And I'll put you on speaker, but I don't know if you'll be picked up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have surmised, Lynn Rose has joined us via speakerphone, which obviously I don't know if you're going to be able to hear her or not. But here, Lynn, say hello. Yeah, obviously not, because you wouldn't have been so bold as to interrupt it. But it's what happened. But it's okay. So, right. So I was just basically getting ready to talk about well, I did start to talk about the dilemma that I personally am experiencing between choosing Spreaker or Blog Talk Radio. And as I was about to say, there are advantages to both. Blog Talk Radio, I think the potential reach that we have by being a part of that network. Somehow we got thousands and thousands of listeners to our show through Blog Talk Radio, whereas Spreaker doesn't have that sort of a network. However, they do have a lot of following. There's a lot of people who follow us, and there's a following system. So it could spread very quickly that way too, provided we stay consistent. Also, I love the spontaneous being able to broadcast anytime, anywhere in good quality with Spreaker, whereas Blog Talk Radio sounds like you're coming over the phone, which of course you actually are, Lynn, which seems to be your favorite style of broadcasting. Of all the times that we have done our show together, this included, you're 90% on the telephone.
That's right. Broadcast on the run, baby.
Yeah. So, anywho, the dilemma is also that I would rather have everybody going to funwithbobandlynn.com instead of, Blog Talk Radio, because at Fun with Lynn and Bob, whatever it is, funwithbobandlynn.com, we can add pictures and video and just other things in general. That's where we want people to go. So it's, yeah, I don't know. So I was throwing this out there to see if anybody at any point had feedback. Not that anybody's listening. And there's no way that I can tell right now by looking at this to see how many people might be listening. I did invite people to use the chat window, but the chat window is kind of hidden, and they do have to go over to the Spreaker page. So it's, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. And but there is some kind of cool stuff going on with this DJ console in terms of being able to load up audio and sound effects and mix that real easily as opposed to using the little thing on the phone. But really, you've got flexibility both ways. So yeah, Lynn, anything else on that? Yep, I'm glad I asked. So I'm about 5 minutes away from a meeting, and I was thinking that Lynn was probably calling about that. And so what I'm going to do now is end this 8 minutes and 38 seconds of incredible broadcast genius, and test my incessant tests, of which I subject my Facebook timeline and various other pages online to hearing me talk to myself about truly absolutely nothing except maybe throwing out, hey, what do you think, Spreaker, Blog Talk Radio? And they're like, I really couldn't care less. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna play this music out, I think, and see what happens here if it works. Play. There it is, some random music that I don't know where it came from. Thanks everyone for listening to this 9 minutes and 14 seconds of Bob's timeline, and yeah, we'll and I think this is going to be upgrade. This is the other thing I should say before I press stop, is that when I use Spreaker, a copy is sent to my SoundCloud account and my YouTube account automatically, and that is also pretty cool. Although now I think that the way I set it up, that this is going to go to the Fun with Bob and Lynn YouTube account, which is probably not what you want. So anyway, we'll just continue to play and try and test until we know what the heck we're doing. Until then, nothing. Just until then.